Hello, my name is Desiree Stooks, and today's presentation is about making recommendations to improve your charts and graphs. Today I will take an example chart and show you what it looks like before improvements are made, what the strengths of that chart are, opportunities for improvement, and then what the suggested recommendations to improve the chart should be. The chart I'm going to discuss is from LibraryThing.com, a social cataloging web application for books. LibraryThing allows readers to catalog their books. One of the features they have is a charts and graphs section with visualizations based on an individual's books. These visualizations can include the type of media, such as paperback versus hardcover, publication dates, ratings, and genres. The data source that LibraryThing uses are the books from an individual's library they have uploaded. When a book is added, the initial data can come from book sources such as Amazon.com, the Library of Congress, the British Library, and Overcat. Overcat is a database that contains over 60 million high catalog records from over 700 library systems worldwide. The target audience for the charts and graphs are the individual reader and anyone that is interested about that individual's book catalog as long as their catalog is public. The chart we're going to focus on is the radar chart showing genres such as history, science fiction, or biography or memoir. Let's take a look at some of the strengths of the current chart. The one thing this chart gets right is having a chart title that is left aligned. Another strength is that the chart is visually appealing with a color scheme based with a color wheel concept. The chart also has a minimalist design and there are no unnecessary distractions. But let's see how the chart scores using the data visualization checklist. This checklist was developed in 2018 by Stephanie Evergreen and Ann Emery. The checklist is used as a guide for development of high-impact data visualizations. The categories scored include text, arrangement, color, lines, and overall presentation. According to Evergreen and Emery, well-formatted data visualization scores between 90 to 100%. At this level, viewers are better able to read, interpret, and retain content. Using this checklist, LibraryThing's default radar chart for genres only scored 59%. Another opportunity for improvement is how the color scheme is assigned. The color scheme was selected based on a typical color wheel, and they were assigned based on the alphabetical placement of the genre names starting at the 12 o'clock position with art and design, and then traveling clockwise until young adult was reached. Looking at the chart, it is obvious that history was the largest category. However, without hovering over a genre's pie slice, it was difficult to compare the next biggest categories, such as biography and memoir, fantasy, romance, or science fiction. This is one of the weaknesses of charts that resemble pie charts. Sometimes you are not able to visually compare slices to one another. Additionally, because the use of color gradients, printing the graph in black and white didn't totally capture the differences in gradients. Because so many colors are used, a viewer may not be able to see patterns in the data. I used the Google Chrome extension Wave to test the page for accessibility. There was no descriptive alt text for the image. This was double checked by looking at the HTML code using the browser's view source option. Wave also found no color contrast issues. In addition, according to the checklist, on-screen text should be 20 points. So instead of a radar chart, I would recommend that the data for genres would be better represented using a horizontal bar chart. This bar chart was created using Excel and the following changes were made to the default chart. The chart title was left aligned and kept short. Short titles enable readers to comprehend takeaway messages while quickly skimming the graph. The categories were sorted in descending order from largest to smallest. Sorting this way makes logical sense for the viewer. The data labels are at 20 points and horizontal to increase readability. Grid lines were removed to avoid unnecessary distractions. And the color scheme used is intentional. A two-level color scheme was used to highlight the top 3 categories. The legend was deleted and the numeric labels were positioned near the data to avoid users' eyes moving back and forth between the legend and the data. That way, the data doesn't interrupt the brain's attempts to interpret the graph. The x-axis and labels were removed to avoid redundancy. So, scoring the new chart using the data visualization checklist, we can see that we have improved the score from 59% to 100% when the changes above were made. The choices made in regards to graph type, text, arrangement, color, and lines reinforce our takeaway message. What are the top 10 genres in an individual's catalog? And making these changes displays that data with a clear focus. So thank you for your time. I hope this presentation has proved useful on how you can improve your own charts and graphs with a few simple changes.